The following content based off of my personal thoughts and opinions is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Investing always carries the risk of financial loss, so always do your own research and seek advice from a licensed financial advisor before making any financial decisions that should be tailored to your own financial needs. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. Stephen Hawking.
Welcome to INFJ Investing Insights or III, a channel on personal finance and investing as viewed through the lens of an INFJ.
What is an INFJ? INFJs are the rarest type of personality from the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, a framework that classifies personality types. INFJs are known as intuitive empaths. Their quote, superpowers end quote, include mind reading and precognition. An INFJ's mind reading capability stems from his or her empathic abilities to absorb and take on another person's feelings as if they were his or her own. Knowing what a person feels essentially gives an INFJ insight into what that person is thinking. IntrovertDear.com describes the source of the INFJ's precognition superpower very well. Let me read to you what this site has to say on this phenomenon. Okay, so INFJs can't really predict the future as if they were peering into a crystal ball, but our powers of prediction shouldn't be underestimated. INFJs have an uncanny ability to read people and events, and very often, we can predict what will happen. We're not always right, but generally we hit the mark. How do we do this? We notice patterns in human behavior, we read body language well, and we pay attention to how people interact. It's all part of our introverted intuition, and it's how we easily guess dialogue and other people's reactions before they unfold. Essentially, INFJs pick up on patterns that most people miss. Through our meticulous observation, we base our assumptions on details that no one else even realized existed. As a result, INFJs are a force to be reckoned with when it comes to reading people and situations, then acting accordingly. As an INFJ, I would agree with all of this. INFJs consciously and subconsciously observe everything and absorb it all like a sponge. We pay attention to not just what is said, but also the deeper meaning behind what is said. Everything is cataloged somewhere in our brains and can be later used to try to predict future interactions. As far as I know, I am the only INFJ attempting to channel these superpowers toward investing in the stock market. I started investing in the stock market in my own self-directed brokerage accounts about a year ago, and so far I have done very well for myself. I am completely self-taught and am aware that the INFJ learning curve tends to be exponential. On this channel, I will attempt to extend my mind-reading powers from the individual all the way up to the population level. As an empath, I listen to what and how things are said, subconsciously picking up on all mannerisms. That makes me feel like a walking lie detector at times. I can even sense when people are lying to themselves. INFJ's predictive abilities have been said to be eerily accurate. I would call myself first and foremost an intuitive investor. I will borrow any ideas and styles of saving and investing, but at the end of the day, I will follow my gut feeling because it is usually right, so I have learned to trust my instincts over time. I can't and won't always be able to explain how I know things, but I will try my best. My intuition is based upon hours and hours of market research through the internet. I plow through YouTube videos of interest at 2x speed to double my data download and read news articles day and night, and somehow my brain automatically puts it all together to make financial decisions. I find YouTube a good way of tapping into the internet and sensing market sentiment. Online news articles keep me updated. My personal life experience factors into my decisions also. Warren Buffett calls this your circle of confidence or competence. I'm a generalist and a lifelong learner, so my circle of confidence is quite broad and I continue to expand that circle. It is important to note the definition of intuition above. Googling intuition shows the definition from Oxford Languages as the ability to understand something immediately, without the need for conscious reasoning. The Forbes.com article above defines intuition as the ability to know something without analytic reasoning, bridging the gap between the conscious and non-conscious parts of our mind. In my personal opinion, most of the analytical processing is done subconsciously like an instinct. With my intuition, I have a pretty good sense of what is authentic and what is not. When I see something inauthentic, it feels like someone scratching their fingernails on a chalkboard. On this channel, I will cover personal finance, budgeting, saving, the financial independence retire early movement, minimalism and investing in stocks, Wall Street, technology, and future trends. I will add my 2 cents as viewed through the lens of an INFJ. Investing is more of an art than a science. When I look at a stock market graph, I see the conglomerate emotions of mob mentality and nuanced motivations, often referred to as market sentiment. I am also obsessed with the future, a common INFJ pastime. As a self-actualized INFJ, my investing horizon will span several decades. I am a late bloomer in that I taught myself investing in the past year but realized quickly that I have the perfect temperament for stock trading. As Warren Buffett would say, you don't need to be a genius, you just have to have the right temperament. Patience is key because wealth is transferred from the impatient to the patient. Wall Street is a mixture of rationality and irrationality, so I will attempt to meld logic with emotion. The stock market is basically fueled by demand stemming from feelings, emotions, and mob mentality. As an INFJ, half of me can fully feel what others are feeling and the other half can process that information logically like an AI. My investment strategy is to try to meld the two together to make good investment choices. Investing in the stock market is more like an art than a science, and I believe my mind is suited to make sense of the confluence of human logic and emotion. This channel will focus on the big picture rather than the nitty-gritty. I won't always be able to explain my conclusions based on intuition, but I'll try my best. I'm generally a big picture thinker, so I will try to focus on the bigger picture. How do you know I'm an INFJ? You don't, you can only infer. Always do your own research and your own due diligence. Currently, I am all in and long on Tesla, but this will be a topic for another day. The how I got to this point through my thought processes is more important than the end result, which I will go through in future videos. I don't do options or margin trading. Options are generally riskier because not only do you have to be right about your investment thesis, you also have to be right within a relatively short time frame, which is too short for my tastes. I don't do margin trading because I generally think it's a bad idea to invest with borrowed money. I wish I had started this journey in my 20s, but it's always better late than never. I saw the pandemic coming 3 weeks before the majority of people, but just didn't know how to invest in the stock market yet. That was a missed opportunity, and success only comes when preparation meets opportunity. If you're young and watching this, I hope you can grow wiser from my experiences. I'm an older millennial, and the next 20 years are going to bring incredible changes, and those changes will affect your stock portfolio. Most people don't even realize they're already investing in the stock market if they have a retirement account such as a 401k. I generally agree with Warren Buffett, who has stated that the majority of people should just invest in the S&P 500 because it takes a special temperament and rational mind to manage a self-directed brokerage account. Too many people let emotions cloud their judgments. That's enough about me. Thank you for joining me on my investing journey. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell for more content. P.S. If you're an INFJ, I highly recommend searching and exploring the following YouTube channels to learn more about yourself. The first one is called Wences, INFJ Life Coach, and the second one is On Track.